Listen to me. If there was a wise man who would ever think of this, they would say in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. For I am the man himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is going on tonight? Sorry, I am trying to do multiple things at once here, like make a nice pile of some things I'm trying to organize on my desk, but I need to stop for a few minutes, and I need to get settled and focused, as this is the Club of the Man 1993, and this is my review of this week's episode of Monday Night Raw, the August 4th, 2025 edition, and it took place at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. This is the Fallout show from WWE's Summerslam 2025. Next pay-per-view is Clash in Paris, taking place at the end of this month on Sunday, August 31st, 2025. We already, very obvious, we're seeing John Cena and Brock Lesnar at that show after Brock Lesnar's return at SummerSlam. That will be addressed by John Cena this coming Friday on SmackDown. And we know that Stephanie Vaquer is getting a women's championship shot. The question is, though, will it be Naomi or Io Sky? Because Io Sky got herself a match for next week, one-on-one against Naomi, using the reason about the fact that she was not the one to get pinned at SummerSlam. And still kind of digging a little bit at Rhea Ripley, for Rhea still is not able to beat Io. And like I said, that is, I'm thinking it's going to lead to, it should lead to, in my opinion, a non-title match when we get the Crown Jewel in October, especially since Crown Jewel is going to be in Rhea Ripley's home country of Australia. They will be in Perth for Crown Jewel this year and not Saudi Arabia. Overall, though, like I said, last night, well, first off, I apologize. I did want to do this Raw review live because I also wanted to talk about the stuff with WWE's new pay-per-view deal with ESPN, and also some rumors about Austin Theory, as he apparently has been taken off of the internal active roster that was announced this afternoon. But because of how late it is, and me wanting to just get a little more information on both things before I talk about them more, I'm going to wait and talk about them during my SmackDown review, when I do my review of SmackDown this week. Tomorrow night, though, I do plan on doing a special live stream. A video game Let's Play at live stream, actually, for my Switch. And I'm going to do something a little bit different, because tomorrow I'm going to be buying a game on my Switch. And although I've had other versions of this game before, this is the first time I've played this version of the game. So it's kind of like I want to introduce the game to myself and to you guys as well. And show what it is like to start from a game from scratch. And, even though it's not going to be difficult to learn at all, just, get used to some things I haven't done for a while. So I want to kind of do that tomorrow, which I plan on doing tomorrow night. So that will be tomorrow night. But of course, I'm still going to review Raw tonight to, get the review done with. I don't have too much to say about this episode of Raw. Like I said, I came out of SummerSlam with some mixed reactions. And this episode of Raw, it was fine. It was solid, I would say. Not much big, though. Real talk, The best things were probably either Seth Rollins setting up his future feuds, obviously with CM Punk, LA Knight, and Roman Reigns, who seemingly got written off thanks to Seth Rollins and his group, The Vision, which also includes Braun Breaker and the tribal thief, Bronson Reed. Yes, Bronson Reed stole another pair of Roman Reigns shoes. Absolutely hilarious, in my opinion. And the only other thing that I thought that really, really popped for me, because I definitely was cracked up at this, was Becky Lynch's burn on Nikki Bella about her and John Cena. Because other than that, like, I really have no interest in seeing this match on pay-per-view. If they really want to do Becky Lynch versus Nikki Bella, just do it on Raw. They're probably going to do it at Clash in Paris. I don't want to see that match on pay-per-view. I really don't. Plus two, again, nothing against them like making the women's IC title prestige, but I still feel like, why is it getting more TV time, more of a focus than the women's world championship? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just saying. So I just, had to kind of throw that out there. But yeah, those were definitely like my two favorite parts. Again, was that burn and what they did with Seth Rollins and basically his future opponents, setting them up. So we're going to talk about the show, kind of go through very quickly. Like I said, I will eventually talk about the stuff with the ESPN pay-per-view deal. This is going to be starting in 2026. Apparently, I think I heard it's going to be in March. It's going to be going into effect, I believe, for WrestleMania 42. Will be the first pay-per-view that falls under. And then after that, it will be on ESPN, and of course we'll see, of course, where that goes, and of course how fans are reacting to this news as well. And again, also, I want to hear a little more about what's possibly going on with Austin Theory as well. But let's just review Raw tonight. And so we'll review Raw tonight. Tomorrow we'll play the Switch, and then this weekend we'll go live for SmackDown and talk about those pieces of news as well. So we're going to roll in and talk about Raw this week. So the show opened up with the new World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins coming out and coming out with the rest of his crew with Paul Heyman as Oracle, Braun Breaker, and again, the tribal thief, Bronson Reed. It was mainly Seth Rollins just gloating about winning the world title and the how dare you doubt me stuff, blah, 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 this, and that. LA Knight, though, comes out saying how he took a little bit of a vacation, and he's like, believe it or not, the last time you wrestled, I actually beat you. So I should be getting a world title shot, which I was thinking after, of course, Seth cashed in. I'm like, yeah, he technically should, even though it's still weird, because isn't LA Knight technically a SmackDown superstar, but he's been appearing kind of on Raw for no reason? Like, I get that his crew cost Seth Rollins and the Vision cost LA Knight Money in the Bank at Money in the Bank. So I kind of get that, but it's like, at least have like something make sense for why he's able to cross over on Raw right now. Honestly, just put him on Raw, because he does need a fresh coat of paint anyways, but who knows. But Seth Rollins, of course, didn't want to do the match. But Adam Pearce came out and basically called Seth out for lying to medical and for faking his knee injury. So if he can do that, then he's going to defend that world title tonight in Brooklyn. So that's set up for the main event later on in the show, which the match happened. Just to go over that really quick. The match happened, and it ended in a no contest because CM Punk got involved with the match and brawled with Seth Rollins, which LA Knight, of course, didn't take, good exception to. Which, honestly, though, it kind of got my gears going, because I'm like, okay, we could get a triple threat match with LA Knight, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk at Clash in Paris. Or also could set up for an eventual feud with LA Knight and CM Punk. Both those two on the microphone, yeah, that sounds pretty awesome to me. Of course, I was thinking Fatal 4-Way because Roman Reigns did come out as well too. But it looks like they're writing off Roman Reigns. He's going to be participating in the filming of Street Fighter. So I'm guessing he won't be back till later this year. Maybe around Survivor Series. Or maybe Crown Jewel, who knows. But then again, Seth probably fighting Cody for the Crown Jewel Championship at Crown Jewel. Fine, whatever. But yeah, and then of course, Bronson Reed, after doing like 4 tsunamis on Roman, did steal another pair of Roman's shoes. And he still comes out to the ring wearing the shoes around his neck. Again, I still find that absolutely hilarious. But definitely, like, you know, for storytelling purposes, that was probably the strongest point of this show. Everything else, we had the LWO have a crossover with the Judgment Day, which set up for Dominik Mysterio and Dragon Lee, which they did have their match later on in the show, and it was pretty good. Dominik Mysterio is seemingly like getting the cuffs taken off, and he's wrestling more of a luchador style. Also, probably because he is going to be fighting in a fatal 4-way for the AAA World Title at AAA Mania, or whatever that they call it. So he's kind of getting that spotlight right there. Him and Dragon Lee, though, had a good match. But Dominik won the match because there were 3 people who came out dressed up as El Grande Americano to help him get the victory. One's definitely Ludwig Kaiser. I thought the last one, because of how they did the kick, I thought the last one may have been Finn Balor. I don't know. I have no idea who the other people who were dressed up as El Grande Americano. But Dom got the win. AJ Styles, though, basically told him, hey, I'm still coming after you, whatnot. And basically, Dom tried pulling the whole boot trick on AJ again, but AJ, didn't fall for it and took the boot and tried to attack Dom with it, but he got away. So we got that right there. Rusev and Sheamus had another match, but it ended in a double count out as Sheamus was doing the 10 beats of the Bound Room, which I thought was awkward. This is the rubber match. Should have been a stipulation, but it wasn't. But they basically brawled backstage the rest of the show afterwards. They did interrupt Sami Zayn, who was having a promo about moving on from Karrion Kross and him still going after the world title. And then they brawled, and that set up for a match with Sami Zayn and Rusev for next week. Okay. I thought that was so weird how they ended Sheamus and Rusev. Like I said, you would have thought that would have been like the rubber match and would have been a stipulation. But I guess getting a stipulation now, maybe? Who knows? But I still say last man standing or falls count anywhere would be the best for those two for the match. Just saying. So we'll see what happens there. Grayson Waller, again, is with the New Day now for some reason. They're calling him Big G. Again, who knows what's going on with Austin Theory right now. But the New Day are still mourning about losing the tag titles. And then they also are mad at Adam Pearce for not getting them a tag title match. And then Grayson Waller confronted Adam Pearce to talk, but instead he was talking with Penta, which Pearce would then set up a match between Penta and Grayson Waller, in which Penta won the match. And afterwards, New Day tried to attack. Whatever. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair showed up. Kind of had like a victory celebration promo. Charlotte mentioned that it's probably the first "You Deserve It" chant I ever got in my career. And just teasing, are we friends? No, blah, blah, blah. And then there's like some goofy, like, don't say the F word, which is referring to friendship, or the A word, but whatever they say. But Judgment Day come out, they confront them. They have a tag team rematch where Alexa and Charlotte did win. I guess for now they're not putting the belts back on Judgment Day, but I'm pretty sure they will be carrying the belts again, especially if they want to have something for whenever Liv comes back, whenever that will be. Speaking of tag teams, we had a backstage set where Damage Control, Io, Asuka, and Kairi were all kind of huddling up, and they were chatting. And then Rhea Ripley came up, saying she wants to talk to Io, which Asuka and Kairi did leave to give them some space. And Io spoke to Pierce about getting a one-on-one title match because she did not get pinned at SummerSlam. And Rhea says she hopes she wins, as she wants nothing more than to beat Io for the title. But then Io told Rhea, you'll never do that. Which, again, could still be the case for sure. Bayley also tried to confront Lyra Valkyria backstage after she cost Lyra Valkyria the match at SummerSlam. And Lyra now can no longer challenge for the title as long as Bayley is champion. Kind of weird that I thought they were going to go all in on Lyra's heel turn, but I guess they kind of need to tell a little bit more of a story with it, because think about it. They've kind of, the way it's being written right now, I'm not going to lie, it does make fans think that Bayley is going heel and not Lyra. But, again, I still think it should be Lyra to go heel, because I feel like if Bayley just goes heel, she's just going to get beaten up and, like, become nothing. Lyra as a heel, again, I think is beneficial, because that will help her with her character build. And I feel like Bayley also right now, ever since her interview with Chris Van Vliet, she's kind of gained a little bit of momentum. I'm not going to lie. She has a little bit of momentum, and I think she is slowly gaining that babyface sympathy. So that's why I feel like you got to, like, you got to, like tug at the emotions a little bit more, I think, before you pull the trigger on the Lyra heel turn. But it is coming eventually. I really think they're going to go with Lyra as a heel. Especially when she feuds with Bayley. Or to think maybe where Bayley does get a match with Becky, Lyra helps her win only just so she can, one, challenge for the title again, and two, get her revenge on Bayley. Or she could cost Bayley and do a thing where if you can't beat her, then join her. And Lyra's kind of Becky's sidekick for the time being. Could do that. We'll see. Speaking of which, Becky Lynch had a promo saying how she wants, new competition, blah, blah, blah. Out comes Miss, you can look, but you can't touch, Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella came out. She basically asked Becky, why did you even come back if you're acting like all this insecure about your career and this and that? And then Nikki mentioned that her purpose of coming back is so she can experience this new era. Now, if Nikki would have just stopped there, I would have, I could, get behind a character that she goes, I'm from a different era, but I want to experience what's going on right now. Cool. But again, the more she says this stuff about how she trailblazed a dead era, an era where women's wrestling, which again, I know those women had to go through a lot to get the respect that they deserve. But again, you can't have Nikki Bella say, one, she was the best thing about one of the worst eras in wrestling. And two, gosh, I lost train of thought. Goodness, two, was it when this whole women's evolution thing started in 2015? Wasn't her character going against it? The whole give divas a chance hashtag? So again, just like her, saying, she praising how she trailblazed the divas era. It's, again, that's not a good look on her. And again, it just doesn't make any sense to me. It continues to make her look overhyped, as I keep saying. But obviously, my favorite part of the promo, favorite line of the night, no doubt about it. Let me pull it up here and make sure I got a word for it. I got it right here. So, Nikki was basically like, you're a liar just like your husband. And Becky says, me and my hot husband are the greatest wrestling couple of all time. But at one point, that would have been you and your... Oh, wait. You can't see him anymore. And the crowd just popped. We all know Nikki Bella does not have a good luck at all with fans. With love. Especially, of course, with John Cena. And then, of course, she just recently got divorced. Apparently, in an interview with Cody Rhodes on his We Want to Talk About podcast, she mentions that right now she really has no interest in a serious relationship because she wants just time with just her and her son, and just for her son to have a dad and nobody else. But she is using dating apps apparently because she says that hotels can get a little lonely. So she's still doing some casual dating for what it sounds like. A little strange, but who knows? But it is her life, of course. But yeah, that burn was savage, and in my opinion, probably the best thing about this show. But Nikki challenged Becky to a match, and she's like not happening. She gave her this weird sucker punch, and then Natalya and Maxine and Akira Tozawa confront her backstage. Natty wants to fight Becky next week when she accepts it, but she doesn't just want to fight Natty. She wants to fight Maxine Dupree instead. Whatever. Again, like I said in the intro, I'm pretty sure they're going to do this match at Clash in Paris, but I don't want it to happen at Clash in Paris. Like I said, one, you got to stop making this women's IC title feel more prestige than the women's world championship. And two, I have no interest in this match whatsoever with Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella. Again, if you really want to do it on Raw. Do it on Raw and don't make us, have like a special attraction for Clash in Paris because of this match. It's not a draw of a match. I'm sorry, it's not. So, whatever on that part. So we have that there. Naomi also had an interview about retaining her title, but instead of Vaquero rolls up and reminds her that she's fighting the champion at Clash in Paris. As a quick reminder there. And then again, we had the main event, and that was basically Raw. Like I said, it wasn't a bad show, but it really didn't leave me that excited for what is to come. Like I said, the thing I'm interested in most by far right now is definitely the stuff with Seth Rollins, LA Knight, and CM Punk, and Roman Reigns. That is going to be some stuff driving Raw. And of course, Becky's burn on Nikki. But other than that, again, I have zero interest in this match. And like I said, I don't really have much expectations right now for Clash in Paris. But we'll see what happens in the upcoming weeks. And see where it goes from there. And that's Raw, guys. That's my quick review of Raw. I gave the show a B-. Like I said, nothing much happened. Again, it's a nice burn, and the world title storyline is interesting as well. But other than that, not much happened. What are your thoughts on Raw? Where do you guys stand as wrestling fans falling out from SummerSlam? Leave your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below, and slap a like on the video, and subscribe for more content to my channel. And follow me on Twitter, The Club with the Man 93, and you may also follow me on TikTok and Instagram, The Club with the Man 93, because if you don't do any of that, you won't be able to see me anymore. And until then, guys, I'm checking out. I'll catch y'all later. Have a great rest of your night, and do not forget, in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. And for I am the man himself. And that is not just a pain, my friends. That is a fact of life. Yeah!